Good afternoon. This is Canning with Kate, and I am Kate. And I'm so glad that you came and that you are here. And today we are going to be making pineapple. We're going to be canning up some pineapple, hopefully pineapple rings. I'm going to see if they will fit into my jars. I've never done this before. So I'm going to take you along on my little adventure. And if we can't do rings, we'll just do chunks, which is what I usually do. But my husband loves pineapple rings. He loves to put them on burgers and whatnot. So I thought I would try and get some canned up for the pantry. All right, so I've already done a few, but I wanted to show you the easiest way to cut a pineapple. The first time we did pineapple, when we first canned, we did not have a tool. We just used a knife and chopped off the skins, and it was a huge mess and it took forever. My husband helped me with that one. And then we were watching a video and we saw a fantastic little tool. It is this little guy. I got this on Amazon, and oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how much I love this thing. It makes cutting pineapple so easy and painless, and it's fantastic. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get these canned up and in the water bath, or in the steam canner in my case. So I've already washed these. It's always a good idea to wash the pineapple just because the bottom or the outside of the pineapple might come in contact with your actual fruit. So just give it a quick wash in cold water and you're good to go. Right. So I'm just cutting off the top of my pineapple, and then, as you know, there's a core in the pineapple that you don't want to use in the canning. You don't want to eat it. It doesn't taste great. So I'm going to take this little serrated edge and I'm putting it over in the center of my pineapple, kind of push down, and then all you got to do is turn it. So you can see, super easy, and as long as it's going easily, you know that you haven't hit the bottom yet. Once you start to kind of feel a little bit of resistance, maybe do one or two more turns, and then once you start hearing crunching, that's when you know you've hit the bottom and you just stop. Okay, so I think I've hit the bottom. So all I'm going to do is now pull up. Super easy, so awesome. And I don't know if you can see, it's already sliced up, so I don't even have to slice it. Take off the handle, and then putting all of these into my bowl, just turn it upside down, and it slides right off. One more time, and inside sometimes you'll get pineapple juice. I save that pineapple juice. Sometimes we like to use that in drinks, and my kids love to drink it just plain as well. So my last pineapple, put it over the core, press it down, and twist. So I got these at Aldi's for $1.99, and I may end up going and getting a couple more because everywhere else I've seen them for almost $4, and I can't find a better price than that. So I may go and get more and do a few more jars later. But if you do have a really great price, then snatch them up, because having home canned pineapple, I don't know what it is, but it just makes it, the flavor is just so much better, so much fresher than store-bought. All right. right, so I do have a little bit of juice left. I'm just gonna pour it in this cup. And that's all the juice that I got from my pineapples today. That was 5 pineapples. I'm gonna put this back in here. I'm saving my outsides. I've been wanting to try pineapple scrap jelly, just so that I'm not wasting a whole bunch of stuff. And so I know that you save, you know, the scraps of your pineapple. So I thought I would try that. I still need to find a recipe, but that's why I'm saving those. Otherwise you can just toss them. All right. So I am not using any sugar in these. You don't have to, it's not necessary. A lot of people like to can it in a simple syrup, and I've done that before, and it's totally fine and it's amazing. But I'm choosing not to do that this time. So, as you can see, all of these are now in a ring. I'm hoping to get 9 pints. You can also can these in quarts, but I'm doing in pints. Okay, okay, all of my jars are washed and clean. They just came out of the dishwasher, so they're still pretty warm. My hands are very sticky though, so I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Just 1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take these pineapple rings, and now not all of them are going to fit in my jar, so I'm just gonna kind of peel them off. You might have to stuff them in there a little bit. We'll see. Not sure if this is gonna work. I'm trying. These are wide mouth. Oh, I might have found the trick. Okay, so there's those. I think you just kind of need to, got it. Okay. So this might take a little bit. As I am making a mess of these, I'm just going to pour these in, and I have boiling water ready. So when I come back, I will show you that I am just pouring boiling water into these, and that's pretty much it. And then I'm just gonna can them up. So I'll be back in a few minutes after I've gotten all of these jarred up. Hopefully they're still in rings. All right, see you in a minute. All right, welcome back. I've got most of these jars already put in, and I found a trick. So I wanted to share it with you because I'm super excited. So since these are kind of in a spiral, I figured if you just kind of twist the pineapple in the shape of the spiral, it will kind of tighten up a little bit, and then you can just push it down into the jar. So this will work. It just takes a little bit of practice, trial and error. And pineapple, just like most fruit, is going to shrink up a little bit. So it's okay to really kind of pack it tight. It's not going to hurt the pineapple. It's not going to affect the safety of the jars or the quality of the product. So pack away. All right, so I was able to get 8 pints out of 5 pineapples. So that one I'm not going to use. Now I did forget to mention, I did put 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, this lemon juice, so bottled lemon juice, into each of these jars, into the bottom. It's not necessary, you don't have to do it. It's just to kind of add for the flavor. So, I've got my apron on, trying to keep clean today. I'm going to grab my boiling water, and that's all that I'm going to use in my jars. I didn't really want to add sugar this time, but feel free to use a light syrup. Remember that pineapple's already pretty sweet, so you don't need to go heavy on the sweet. Now because these are packed pretty tight, I am filling the water up pretty good, past the 1-inch headspace mark, because I know that once I do my debubbling, that water level is going to come down. Right. Just make sure that your fruit is at the 1-inch headspace, especially since it's packed pretty tight. You don't want to go above that. I can hear the pineapples bubbling as the water's going down. All right, so I have my water in there. Now, because the jars are really, really tight, I'm going to use just a wooden skewer for this, and just kind of work it around. Wow, that water level really went down quick. So you can see that there was a lot of air pockets in there. So we're just going to do that with all of these 8 jars. Make sure that we get air out. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to make sure that the jars are properly filled with the liquid. These are packed tight. All right. Oh, they're popping. Okay, so you can see this one has like almost no liquid left. So I'm definitely going to be topping these off with the hot water. To the 1-inch headspace. All right. Now this one seems a little bit full, so I'm going to remove one of the sections of that. All right. Now, headspace is important because it can affect whether your jars seal properly or not. So do keep that in mind. Okay, so a few of those were a little bit fuller than I wanted, so that's why I adjusted and moved things around. Still going to use this one just to help me measure and make sure that all my headspace is proper. do need to adjust simply because they're just too full. But my kids will be totally fine with that because they'll be eating the remnants of this. Okay, everything looks better. I'm happy with now the headspace. Everything has been debubbled, so all we now need to do is wipe down the rims of these, get the lids on, and get them into the canner. All right. I'm just going to use this water since it's already pretty hot. Oh, that is very hot. I'm going to get my clean lids, my rings, and just tighten to fingertip tight. Around, make sure that everything is off. You don't want any sticky residue from the pineapple on these jar lids because that will prevent a proper seal, and then you will have a jar that is either, you can either reprocess it or you can just go ahead and eat the fruit. I also wanted to encourage you, if you are new to canning, get involved in a community. There's some really great canning sites on Facebook, and then there's 2 canning channels, I guess, on YouTube that I have learned a lot from personally, and I really enjoy watching their tutorials, and I think they're great women. One is Mary's Nest, and I think I've mentioned her before when I did my pickles. She's a very, very sweet lady. She doesn't always do canning, but she does have some canning things, and then she also has a whole bunch of other just home cooking. Oh, it's not gonna work. Home cooking, and she's fantastic. So Mary's Nest, and there's also another one that is Homestead Heart, and she's great to watch too. She has wonderful tutorials, and so just kind of check around, look around, see what you are wanting to do as far as canning, if there's a specific thing that you want to do, and just explore, find something, and find a channel that you really enjoy and start learning. All right, we're almost done. And then for the pints, this is fantastic because you only have to either water bath can or steam can these for 15 minutes. So it's a very short process time. So I already have my canner warming up, and I'm going to do the steam can method. You can do either one. All right, so these jars are ready. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the canner, bring up the steam. Once it's steaming really, really well, then I'm going to start the timer for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to keep my lid on, turn off the heat, and let it rest for another 5 minutes. So it'll be a total of 20 minutes process time. And then after that extra 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and remove my lid, remove my jars, and let them rest on the counter undisturbed for overnight. All right, and I will show you in a little bit what they look like. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, thank you for coming back. I am back, and it is another day, and I just wanted to show you what my canned pineapples looked like. So here are my pint jars. Yeah, it says pineapple rings, and this is several days later. I actually have waited a few days to show you these, but these are my jars. Now, I did want to share with you, sometimes things fail. Sometimes, especially with canning, you will get jars that do not seal, and you can either make the choice to reprocess depending on what it is that you are going to be processing, whatever food or produce or whatever it is that you are working with. Or you can go ahead and just use it or stick it in the fridge and make sure you use it, you know, relatively quickly. So I had some issues with my jars sealing with the pineapple, and I know that sometimes pineapple does cause that. Sometimes pineapple is a little iffy on the sealing, or if you're making pineapple jelly, then sometimes it doesn't set just because of the acidic content of the pineapple. So unfortunately, I did have several jars that did not seal. So we used one in hamburgers, and then this one has been in the fridge. So I wanted to show you what it actually looked like and give a little taste test so that you can see what it tastes like with the ingredients that we used. So it's a beautiful ring. Very excited about these. It's a lot more work, honestly, in my opinion, than doing chunks, because chunks you just chop them up, or you use that little, there's an extra appliance or an extra tool attachment that can go on the pineapple core. So you can use that, and it's very, very easy. Very simple, you can just pack them in. But this one is a little bit more work. However, if you like rings, then there you go. All right, so here it is. Okay, so these are fresh. They taste really fresh, they taste good. However, they don't have that sweetness that I think a lot of people are used to, because I did not put in any sweetener. I did not put these in a simple syrup like I did prior. I think that I would probably do the simple syrup again, just because I know that for pineapple, a lot of people like it sweet instead of the more acidic taste. So these are good. I think I would probably, instead of just doing water, I think I would probably use the simple syrup next time with the light syrup. I don't like the really heavy, thick, syrupy stuff, so I only do a light syrup or extra light syrups when I can my fruits. So these are good, but there's the but. I would definitely add a simple syrup to it, and you can always do a different sweetener. If you're trying to stay away from sugar, you can use I've used stevia before. I've used the liquid stevia to sweeten my jams. I've also used monk fruit, and I have used Truvia before to sweeten my things. And a lot of times people might say that's not tried and tested, and it's true. It's not been tested nearly as long as straight white sugar, but I've never had any issues. I don't know anybody else who has had any issues. I would say that if you use stevia, maybe be on the cautious side, simply because it can add a bitter taste to your food. But everything else, in my opinion, is good, and they're completely safe to use. It's just the flavor profile that you're looking for when you're canning with those. So this one's sealed and it's on my shelf. This one did not. This is in my refrigerator waiting to get eaten. So there you go. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you guys can find amazing prices on pineapple. If you do, snatch them up. Okay, and like, subscribe, share my videos if this is beneficial and worthwhile to you. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. All right, have a great day. Bye.